we're going to explore about terrace house. And terrace house plays a very strategic role within the UK property market. It has changed the dynamics of property within UK. So stay tuned. Welcome to Project Possible. This is Jitto David. And if you are coming for the first time to our YouTube channel, please click on the subscribe and the bell for the notification. We do videos from Monday to Friday. Today, we are going to discuss about terrace house. This is the most popular type of house within the UK. And we will go to a bit of a background, the history of this, why it became strategically so important, and why this became the favorites of investors in UK. And we will also go into some numbers to back it up and explain the. So I'm not going to go into the details of how the layout of the property itself, but I'm going to give a strategic reasoning behind why every investor has invested into this particular property, which is terrace house. In UK, the property revolution kind of started just early 1900. So that was the time when UK, like the building houses became a kind of important part of the economy, and more houses started building. In fact, if you see within the Europe context, UK has the oldest house stocks. The oldest house stocks you will find in UK. I'm not talking about the castles and mansions and those kind of things. I'm saying houses where like common people used to live. So if you see the oldest stock you find in the UK. And which are this oldest stock? They are the Victorian terrace house. So across UK, from 1900 onwards until 1919, the housing industry was evolving. There were a lot of government focused activities were done, and it was 1919 when the Social Housing Act was passed, and that's where a wave of houses were built, and those all houses were terraced house. Now, with all the technology we have, all the advancements we have in today's world, but the number of units built today is actually less than the number of houses which were built before or 30-40 years back. In fact, in 1914 itself, in 1 year, 24,000 houses, terrace houses, were built in this country. The post 1950-1960 war, that was the time when the modern technology was adapted into constructing houses, particularly the terrace houses. Now, what happened in 1956? We had the Clean Air Act. And that is the first time when chimneys were completely dismantled or removed from the terrace houses, or any houses, in fact. So we started seeing a new set of terrace houses without chimneys from 1956 onwards. So from 1900 until 1980, we saw all these houses built, especially by the government funding, the council houses, the housing association, and all these houses were terrace houses. You go across any part of the UK, any city, any villages, you will find terrace house. And that's how it was so revolutionary. But from 1980 onwards, what happened is slowly, the government funding for terrace houses, or in general, building council houses, dropped drastically. And more private player actively started constructing the house. As a result, what happened is our house stock, our overall house stock started dropping. Every year on year, we started struggling to construct as many houses which we used to build from 1900 to 1980, just because there was a lack of government funding. Now, as of 2020, we got almost 24.66 million house stocks. And last year, we crossed just over 27 million. And the prediction is in 2022, we should be around close to 28 million houses. So that's the total dwelling houses in UK, where people are actually living in those houses. So just imagine, the UK's population is 66 million, and we roughly have 27 to 28 million houses in UK. Now, the one side of the tragedy is we got more than 238,000 houses. Most of them are terrace houses, which are there's no one living in their houses. They are empty, vacant, because they are not fit for habitation. The people cannot live in their houses. There might be investment needed for those kind of houses to repair, to kind of refurbish and bring it back to the market where people can live in that houses. So we got a huge stock of houses which needs refurbishment and repair, and majority of them are terrace houses which are 100 years old. So that is huge opportunity we are sitting on, and that's another reason why terrace houses is a popular one for majority of the investors in the last 3-4 decades. Now, as of 2017, the data suggests that 65% of the population of UK own some form of housing. That means still 35% of UK's population, adult population, do not have their own home. They are depending on the rental property. The average age of in UK for owning a house is now crossed 32. That's the average age. And what we have seen is more than 4 million people live in terrace houses, which are actually supported by council and the housing association. So those are houses provided by the council, almost 4 million houses. So out of that 27 to 28 million houses, just imagine 4 million houses, majority of them are terrace houses, are actually council backed houses. People are living in the council houses. So that's the kind of the scenario around terrace house. It's a huge potential. Terrace house, anywhere you have invested into terrace house, it is a huge potential. So that's pretty much about terrace house. I've given lots of numbers, a bit of a history background, but terrace house is the most popular house when it comes to investing. Flats are slowly taking it over, but when it comes to UK, everyone loves the terrace house, particularly the investors. So click on the like button, and it does helps with the YouTube logarithm. And do share with family and friends within your network who like they need to know about this terrace house and investing into terrace house. So that's a huge opportunity unlocked within UK. So until the next video, stay safe, stay blessed, and see you soon.